guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be testing the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and seeing if it is worth the spend or not. You have a pump. Yeah. Have 21 shades in the UK and 24 in the US. In the US, they have 3 extra shades, and that is the 0.75s. So these shades kind of follow the 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5 in the UK. I think there are some 0.25s as well, but we don't have any 0.75s. And in the US, they have a 3.75, a 4.75, and a 5.75 that we cannot get in the UK. So that is where those extra shades come from. I don't know why. I don't know. So this will set you back £40 in the UK, and it is available from Debenhams, John Lewis, House of Fraser, any of those like department stores. In the US, this will set you back $64. Why is it so much more? I mean, I'm not complaining because you've got your extra shades, so you have to give us something, I guess. But a lot more in the US. So thank you for that, Armani. Maybe that's to make up for the shades, I don't know. No SPF in it, so it is very good foundation for special events, which is when I use this the most, like a wedding or a big night out, because it is supposed to be all day wear. It doesn't state how many hours all day is, so I guess it depends on what your day is, but it states all day wear, and it is light to medium buildable coverage. And for me, it is a good medium coverage, and it has a radiant finish. The biggest issue that I have with this foundation is colour matching. I have never had as much stress matching a foundation as I have this one. I cannot tell you the pains I went through researching, looking at website after website, watching video after video, looking at Pinterest pictures, going on the Temptalia website, and still I got it wrong. I still got it wrong after all. I had a spreadsheet, right? If you can possibly do it, get to a counter and get matched, and ask for a sample, and so you can see it, you know, in different lights, because it was just so hard and so confusing, and I still, even after all of that, have not got my perfect shade. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. Anyway, that's all the information that you need. Let's get it on our face. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to be using my Stila One Step Correct, because it's just a kind of bog standard primer, and it's not going to interfere with how my foundation is going to perform, so it's not going to sort of influence what I think of it or its finish or anything crazy like that. So I'm just going to rub that all over my face, just going to give us a nice base for the foundation. So as with most of my foundations, I prefer this way. This foundation applies with my beauty blender, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to start off by giving it a good shake. And we'll go with a 1 pump to begin with. And it's quite a decent pump, and you can see that's actually quite thick. It's running a little bit, but it is quite a thick foundation. So I'm just starting off with 1 pump to this side of my face. Definitely does have a smell. Kind of reminds me of like a moisturizer. It's quite similar to the Dior Skin Forever foundation smell. So it's a really nice smell. It's not chemically, but it is there. As soon as I start putting this on my skin, I can smell it. So if smell bothers you, that might be a problem. Okay, so then another pump for this side of my face. And this for me is just like the perfect amount of coverage. It's just the perfect amount of coverage. It doesn't cover your skin like a mask or a film, but it does take away most of my redness with those 2 pumps, a very thin layer. Most of my redness, all the uneven skin tone has gone, and it's really smoothed everything out and make everything look really natural, but really perfected, if you can tell by looking at my forehead, which obviously I haven't done, versus the rest of my face. So I'm going to go in with one more pump for my forehead, and the excess from there I'm going to add to my cheeks and the places I'd like a little bit more coverage. And that is like the perfect amount for me, those 3 pumps. It's definitely a medium finish, which I think is pretty much what it claims to be. Definitely goes on really, really easily and quickly, and there's been no issues blending it or it picking up on any skin problems or anything like that. So that is the foundation on. So that was 3 pumps. And I'm really happy with that coverage. There is like none of my redness kind of peeking through, none of my imperfections peeking through, but you can still see like my beauty spots. Just see here and here, those still show through, which I really like. It's definitely not emphasizing any texture right now. My problem areas for texture are kind of around my chin and around my mouth, and it's really not affecting that just yet. It's slightly sneaking into my smile lines, which is a normal problem that I have, but it's definitely not badly, it's like just, but we'll see how that gets on throughout the day. Yeah, it's got a really, it has, as it describes, got a really sort of luminous finish, as you can see. I wouldn't say it was dewy, but it's very like luminous, very radiant, exactly kind of as it's described really. So let's just do a quick transfer test. It is feeling slightly tacky still, so it maybe is taking us slightly longer to dry down than some foundations. Okay, so you can see a little bit of foundation has come off on the cotton pad just around here, which I guess you would expect given that it still is just drying down, because it's still feeling ever so slightly tacky, but I can literally feel it. The difference between when I adjusted that to now is already drying down, so you would expect it to still transfer while it's drying down. So now I'm just going to do a quick flash test and see if there's any flashback. So as you can see, there's absolutely zero flashback, which is one of the things I love about this foundation for special events. It photographs so beautifully. You don't have to worry at all, which is why I think a lot of people choose it for their wedding days. I think it would be ideal for that. So let's pop on the rest of our makeup and then I will pop back. Okay, so that is the rest of my makeup done, and I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Everything went really, really nicely on top, and I actually used like a liquid highlighter today. As you can see, my highlight is beaming and I didn't have any issues with it moving underneath that, or underneath like my bronzer and my blush, or any issues whatsoever. Color wise, it's definitely too light for me, but I have made it work. If you can see, my body is actually quite a bit darker than my face at the moment. It's probably an okay match for my face, but body wise it is definitely too light. I'd say at the moment I would probably want to go for like a 7 or a 7.5 would be a better match for me right now. So now I'm going to go about my day as usual. It is now 12 p.m, so 12 midday here, and I will have a normal day. I will test this foundation 8 to 9 hours as usual, come back between 8 and 9 tonight and see how it's got on. It is very wet here, it's quite hot and it's wet, so who knows how this is going to go, but we will see. We will see. See you in a few hours and let's see how it gets on. Bye bye for now. Hi guys, we are back. So it is now nearly 8:30 here, so we are about 8.5 hours into our wear test for this foundation, so let's see how we got on. Ooh. So just looking here, I can't really see like much difference whatsoever. It has gone slightly into my smile lines. It hasn't got worse throughout the day, so it did kind of go in them at like straight away as I put it on, and it hasn't got worse, but it is just slightly soaked into my smile lines, which happens with every foundation I use more or less. As you can see, I'm not at all oily in my T-zone or around my nose area. I'm not having any fading around my nose area at all. It hasn't gone weird in there like it usually does. The tip of my nose, which I'm not sure you'll be able to see there, has just ever so slightly got the very first signs of fading, as has my chin area. It's not really faded yet, but I can see that, like most foundations, is where it's gonna start to go, probably in a couple more hours time. But other than that, you can see my blush, my bronzer, my highlight is all still on, and I'm pretty impressed with that wear time, because I don't think it necessarily claims to be like this incredible wear like some of the foundations that claim to be 24 hours or 16 hours. This does say all day wear, which to me would be about like 8 or 9 hours wear, and it has absolutely done that. I didn't use a like setting spray today. I just used my MAC Fix Plus when I was finished with my makeup, which obviously doesn't claim to help with longevity. So you could obviously use something like the Marc Jacobs spray or a sort of real fixing mist to actually lengthen that time as well. I think this would be the perfect foundation for a wedding, because one, it's long wearing, two, it gives you perfect photos under flash photography, three, it's a really nice luminous finish, a very youthful finish, and a pretty natural finish, which is perfect for wedding day. So the only cons to this is that finding your shade might be a struggle, like it was for me. But other than that, I love it. It's one of my absolute, if not my absolute favorite. And I would definitely recommend this to most people. I think oily skin types, from what I've seen, tend to not like this, obviously, because it is a more luminous finish foundation, so you might not like this, but it's definitely worth a go if you can get a sample, or at least have it put on you at a counter, just to see how you get on with it. If it does agree with your skin, please let me know if you like this foundation and how you got on with it, if you've got it, and also let's help each other out with our shade matching in the comments down below. I'll try to help you wherever I can. So thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in a future video. Bye bye for now.